the Egyptian military is showing its full strength in northern Sinai. Sources say the army chief Mahmoud Hijazi is personally overseeing the destruction of homes in the area. The army says it's to create a buffer zone between Sinai and the Gaza Strip.
Rival military factions in Burkina Faso are struggling for power after the resignation of the president.
Compaoré's resignation was welcomed by many, but it was his attempts to further extend his time in office that prompted mass protests on the streets of the capital. After days of violence, the president did agree not to seek another term in office, but said he would remain in power until next year.
Peshmerga soldiers fire at fighters with the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, or ISIL, in northern Iraq.
The general here tells us that ISIL forces are just over a kilometre in that direction. Now, the Peshmerga in recent weeks have retaken the strategic town of Rabia. But with that, they say ISIL are changing their strategy.
Rescue workers rushed to take the dead and wounded from the site of one of the deadliest attacks in Pakistan in recent months. Police say a suicide attacker struck near a busy restaurant.
Contrary to some initial reports, investigators say there was no explosion before the Virgin Galactic spaceship crashed.
Among other things, they found the fuel tanks, the oxidizer tanks, and the engine, and all were intact, showed no signs of burn-through.
The Republican celebrations just kept coming, taking back the Senate, winning the majority of the governor's races, and picking up seats in the lower house, seen by most as a repudiation of President Barack Obama. The two areas where the leaders say they can work together, possibly increasing infrastructure spending, corporate tax reform, fast-tracking trade deals like the TPP.
After a day of tensions, a night of protests. This is Shufat, a Palestinian neighborhood in occupied East Jerusalem. Protesters took to the streets here against what they see as increasing Israeli aggression, lighting fires and setting off fireworks,